So this is Paul. Paul's come for a ride in a Tesla with me, except he says Tesla. And we're here. It's awesome. We're going for lunch in Solihull, but oh man, it's already awesome. There's a bit more. It feels a bit more roady, doesn't it? I mean, there's a noise there, even though there's no engine noise.
You hear the noise of the tyres.
Noise of the tyres,
particularly on the wet weather. So,
yeah. But it's when you first pull away that whoosh, and it just goes.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
It's disconcerting the first time you do it.
I mean, the user interface is just awesome. Just incredible. That's one hell of a sat nav. Beats a TomTom any day.
So if we hit our controls button, we can then see some of the headline controls for the car. Make sure I don't crash, that would sort of spoil the afternoon.
Yeah, so, just a little.
So not the right weather for opening sunroofs, but to do things like opening
you just
the
touch
sunroof,
it.
you just slide it to where you'd like it to be.
Oh really?
So
okay.
So we just lift it a little bit, so I want it to be 46% open, and then it'll open them up.
Oh my life. It's incredible.
Shut, I'll just slide it up to the top. Because they're not limited by anything on the software, things like the lights on the pictogram, the lights are on, so the lights are on. If I turn the lights off, the lights on the pictogram are off, but the daylight running lights stay on all the time. So it's, so all the imagery is correct, it matches what the car's doing.
There's the police, they'll pull us over just because they want to have a look.
Not happened yet.
He's already had a little glance over there. So that was telling you that we were.
So that was telling me it could see that lorry in front, and that it felt my braking was late. So it was warning me.
Did it assist? I mean, did it assist you with the braking?
It would have done if I'd have left it, but although I definitely was late, I was on the pedal, so I was.
Yeah. No, it felt like you stopped us, definitely. And I notice over there, it's kind of, there's little, when we pass something nearby, there's like a proximity sensor that flashes a logo.
Yeah, so when we get up behind something, it gives you confidence that it can see it by putting it in the road ahead. The dotted lines on the right hand side say it can see the road, so if I pull this, then we go into there. So now it's auto driving completely, which on its own is reasonably awesome.
We want to keep this video evidence. We're on a private road, of course.
Well, we're allowed to do this. It recommends that it's for the motorway, and you should have your hands covering the wheels ready to take control. But it's within its ability. So the cruise control is very proven. That's been there for over a year. So the adaptive cruise.
Yeah.
So I'm very confident and comfortable with that.
How does it deal with roundabouts then? I mean, would it have coped with that?
No.
No, it can't do roundabouts. Okay.
Can't do roundabouts yet. It makes a fist at it, but
yeah, you'd end up in the grass verge maybe.
I bottle it before before it gets too far.
Yeah, no.
Environments like this, it steer that fairly happily. And
so has it got a limiter as well, so you can set, I want to go up to 30 and no further, and that's it?
At the moment the speed's set to the speed we were travelling at, so if I pull the stalk it sets it to the current speed for the road, which is 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it keeps it at
But those things are always, because I notice mine, when I go past those boards, you know, I'm always doing 29, 28 when it says I'm doing 30, so. I tend to set mine at 33 because I know that's probably 30, 31 and no one's ever going to stop me at that.
So basically the two sides of the dashboard are configurable and the centre then stays the same.
Yeah.
So on the right hand side at the moment we've got our energy usage, but we can have it just showing a clock if we prefer a clock there. We can set it to show whatever's playing on the media, which at the moment is switched off.
Yeah.
We can look at energy trips, we can have a look at the status of the car, so the tyre pressures and things like that for
Bloody hell.
cars.
So that's telling you what hours per mile.
Yes.
But I mean, does that give you an estimated range based on your current way you're driving, or?
It does, although it's quite hard to interpret. So they got some stick for that at the very beginning,
Right.
And I think they felt it was probably limiting people's comfort. So you had this range anxiety phenomena. What they did to overcome that was to put a good trip calculation in. So that based on using the sat nav, that says that we started somewhere under 90% charge, and at the destination in our sat nav we'll be at 84%.
Right.
That is shockingly accurate.
Really?
Really shockingly. Over hundreds of miles, it's shockingly accurate.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
and yet the way you drive could change that significantly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you
it's worked out what you're like.
Yeah, a little bit.
On the pedal,
It's recognised some of the pattern, and it also has factored in things like traffic. It's factored in hills. I believe it factors in weather, although I've never been close enough to the wire to be able to notice the difference. But you'll see a grey line under there, which is its kind of headline projection.
Okay, yeah.
And then the green of what's actually happening. So if we got on the motorway, we got stuck at 50 miles an hour for 20 miles, like on the M3 at the moment. The efficiency is much higher because you're going really slow.
Yeah.
So you'll find the whole graph tilts in the other direction. So you end up at your destination, you're going to have 90% charge left because you've done a whole chunk of the journey at a much lower speed than the speed limits would have provided for. And I guess if you bagged it and drove it like you stole it, the
goes down rapidly.
Go down the
Drive
other direction.
If you drive it like Clarkson.
That's the one. Yeah.
So you were saying on the podcast that we were getting some stuff quite wrong about, what kind of things were we saying that weren't a fair reflection of the current situation with it?
I think the charging story it was definitely part of the
because there's more
part of the concern. The charging is easier and faster than was implied. It doesn't take hours and hours to charge.
I think the thing I read was, which is what I said, was that if you go to one of the super stations, that'll do half the battery in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's factual.
Yeah. So we got that bit right, I hope. But overnight charging, it gets a trickle charge off your house, and 8 hours does the whole battery without a problem.
Yeah, nearer probably 10 or 11, but nitpicking, that's fine. Yeah, you're quite right. It's the charges in all the service stations are the ones that are really slow, and that's where it kind of gets very painful.
So if you were to pull up at one that just said, "Oh, we've got electric, it's not a Tesla superstation," what would you estimate to get?
I'd expect to get with the spec I've got in here, I'd expect to get 66 miles of charge back every hour.
Oh wow, that's crap.
So at home on a 3-pin socket, I'd get about 7 miles an hour. Wired into 32 amp supply, I get 22 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And then with the standard car, you'd get 33 miles an hour at the service stations, or with the extra charger in the car, which you pay extra for, you get 66 miles per hour, which is crap. Yeah, it's not good. So actually 99.9% of my journeys have been on superchargers, because I can't sit and wait for 4 or 5 hours to charge the car back up. That doesn't work. But if you build the charging into your day and you plan it, it's a bit like planning a train journey to get somewhere. If you know it's going to take me an hour to do it, just embrace it and do it. So I know that if I'm coming up to see you, I'll charge I'll charge as we get nearby, and I'll spend that half an hour doing emails, and if I've gone to a meeting, I use the time to write up the notes from the meeting, so that I can remember them while they're still in my head, or make sure I've caught up on what happened last time, so and plan the meeting I'm going into. So I build it in as part of my admin time, as office time, effectively. So for me, it becomes a non-event. It's a non-issue. But it is a constraint. It's definitely a constraint, and range is range is the thing that's constraining it more than anything else, because you don't have the flexibility to just recharge it in 2 or 3 minutes like you do in a petrol station.
Yeah, so when you leave here tonight, then you're going to go back to the supercharger, I take it, at Hotwood before you go home?
I may do. I've got plenty to get home, so I may just
so this will get you back?
This will get me back comfortably. So the prediction in the bottom left of the screen at the moment is that I've got 208 miles.
That's more than enough.
And that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Again, that's tuned to the driving style and the typical projection. But the way I drive the car, which isn't dissimilar to what we're seeing at the moment,
No,
day to day.
It's the way I drive, probably. Generally around the speed limit. And
Yeah. So the way I drive the car, that prediction's pretty accurate, and realistically I get 250 miles out of it.
that's good. They were talking to me that you can get as much as 3 at times, but they were saying on average they recommend 230 is what they'll not guarantee, but you know, that's their estimation. So that seems very fair if you're getting 250.
Yeah. Depending on the battery you've got, I've got the 85 kilowatt hour battery. They do a smaller battery and a bigger battery now. But if you're driving around town and at 30 miles an hour, you'd go around for days and days, you'd easily get over 300 miles.
Yeah, right.
Very easily. It's the speed that crunches it. Just like with a petrol car, you know, once you go over that optimum 60 miles an hour, whatever figure it is.
Yeah, but I mean, that kind of
efficiency collapses a bit, I think.
The benefit with your electric car, I presume, as well, is if you're doing you know, first gear in a petrol car, that's your massive consumption. So you always, you know, defensive driving always tell you to avoid engaging first where possible. But I mean, I guess gearing on this thing is probably not so critical in terms of of low mile, you know, the short stop stuff. Yeah, much more efficient than petrol.
The short stop stuff is absolutely spot on, really, because it uses nothing. It's insignificant the amount of power it's using.
What I still found quite interesting here is, you know, the handbrake space and the gear shift and all that kind of stuff, just completely utilised the space. We're going down this one anyway, I think. So. That's interesting to see what it'd be like on the motorway as well. I think that that's the one thing I've noticed is that my car's, the engine's not particularly loud, and I don't feel that this is, once we're at pace, this doesn't feel appreciably quieter.
Okay.
So it is road noise mostly, isn't it?
It is, and the seals on the car I don't think are bulletproof.
No.
If I compare the noise seals on this to the Jag or the Lexus, this is nowhere near as good from a seals point of view. The next generation of the car, which they're starting to ship at the moment, has this bio defense mode in it, which I don't know if you've read about that.
No, I haven't seen this.
So the air filters in the car are so strong, it cleans the air to military standards, to operation room clean room conditions, and in fact then starts exhausting clean air. So to their marketing story, also cleans up the world. But okay, getting carried away, I suggest.
Moving on.
But to be able to clean that, I think they'll have to have done some work on the seals on the car, because you know, I can put my hand over here and feel the wind whistling in. And if there's wind coming in, there's noise.
So there's no putting a key in, the key's just in your pocket.
It's in my wallet all the time. So here it's in ideal circumstances for it to do the autopilot.
Yeah.
So
it's got both of those cars there.
So you can see the lorry on your left, you can see the two cars there. As we come past the lorry, it just shows it as a bubble on the side. It's the proximity detectors. You can see it. You can see the other car whizzing by. So I think the idea is those things give you confidence that it's aware of its surroundings.
I mean, it's very accurate where the car is in relation to us.
So as soon as it gets past.
Apart from that van.
So which it will treat as a car.
Yeah.
I don't know why they've tried to guess
the one that we pulled up
identity.
at, it knew that it was a van when we were close, but once it pulled away, it just changed it back to a car, didn't it?
It's an unnecessary piece of differentiation. I don't think they needed to tell us that, but it shows motorbikes as well. It sees those.
See, that's interesting. It's showing the speed limit as 60 on here.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's 70 because the gantries are off. I'm not suggesting we should go any faster, but it's interesting that the UI is showing it as 60 when actually it's national speed limit. It's very good. Is that part of it, or have you added that?
I've added that just from my own. So I'm just experimenting with a couple of different ones to see which is a decent one to put in.
Yeah, I've been happy with my Transcend. It's really good. And it's very roomy. If we look in the back here, there's an awful lot of space. Kids will be happy in there, no problem. And there's a massive boot as well, isn't it?
Big boot, and there's 2 rear-facing seats back there as well, so the kids sit in the boot most of the time.
Oh, they can, right.
So it's a 7-seater. So.
Oh God.
So they enjoy.
So I could get a taxi work with this as well.
Exactly.
And of course, that's the front's got storage space as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So is the whole bed of the car just batteries?
The whole floor of the car is batteries. Yeah. So you'll find plenty of photos of that. If you go into the showrooms, they normally have what they call the skateboard, the base of the car,
open
for you to be able to see. So I get confidence from the 2 blue lines each side of the car to say it's telling me it can see both of those lines. And it can see
so if it loses
ahead.
one, then
so if it loses one, then we know that be less confident about it.
Would the autopilot have taken that exit for you, or no, it wouldn't? No. So it is an assist rather than an autopilot, definitely.
Yeah, it's certainly autopilot once you're on the main motorways. But coming off onto anything else, really, it's pushing it.
But you were saying you don't regret this at all?
Ridiculously good decision. Yeah, don't regret it in the slightest.
No.
As I was saying to you earlier, the whole buyer's remorse thing from my last car hadn't even made it home from the showroom before I was pondering well, this is just a car. I don't know what all the coveting and worrying and thinking was about, and the excitement. It's just a car, but where's this?
Have you put your finger on what sets this apart though for you? As to why you feel that way about this?
I think some of it is just it's a unique experience in the way you drive, so you can't get in it and forget that it's special.
Yes.
You get reminded every time you pull away, but also because it keeps evolving, it keeps changing, just like my phone does.
Left up here,
so as software updates appear, you get new features that you didn't have when you bought the car, and so
is that like so many features you don't know what to do with it, or they're fairly routine, they're fairly easy, they're fairly straightforward, fairly logical? Most
of them are logical, straightforward things that in some cases you'd never use or don't use. Some of them are things like the full beam. When I got the car, when you put your full beam on, it came on, stayed on. They issued a software update to say, well, if another car's heading towards you, it'll auto dip the head beam, the full beam.
Oh wow!
So that's just an extra feature that I might have paid extra for in a.
But you've got that as
Jag,
part of it.
But it just came as a new toy to have. Things like parallel parking and automatic parking into a space and stuff were all added on as software updates recently. The summon, I think, was the most recent one. In fact, if we look at the release notes.
I'll get rid of your VIN number, don't worry.
Cheers. so the release notes tell me what's just happened in the latest updates that they've given us. So summon, so you can tell it to go into the garage on its own and come back out again on its own without being in the car. So that was an update that came through.
Oh, that's good.
A month or two ago. It's good. good for testing whether you've got high blood pressure or not, as your car powers up and starts driving on its own into a nice tight space of a garage door opening.
Oh, of course. So garaging it would be a lot easier. Yeah.
If you've got a very tight space, it's good because you can move it in or out of the space by remote control effectively.
Yeah, no, my garage was built for an Austin 7, so it's. What's it said to start with? Sorry, mate, I should have told you. Down there.
It's trusted.
Do a lot of the other electric charge stations tend to rip you off a bit on pricing, or?
At the moment, everything's free.
Oh,
so,
right.
The only one that I've started to put in a model, which I don't use them, so I don't know the details of, was Chargemaster have started to put a subscription thing in place, so you pay so much a month to use it.
Get up to the island, do a UE and come back, and we'll go in a different route.
On this bit here.
Yeah.
Chance to test the turning circle, or lack of it, potentially.
Yeah, corners like an F1 car.
Yeah.
A nice rear view camera view.
It would be if it wasn't all covered in mud from the.
Yeah, mine's the same though. It's pretty clear when you clean the car.
Yeah, it's a nice HD image and it's good size. So.
Matey boy who owns both lanes, apparently.
That's fair enough, he's got a Merc.
Bloody Merc drivers. I've bought, since I got my Transcend, I'm looking at the amount of footage that I've got on it and stuff. And it's like, being a crap driver is no longer the prevail of the male. There's both sexes now driving like tarts.
Yeah.
We're going up here and right. So in a year, 18 months, you say you spent £60 on fuel, inverted commas?
Nearly, yeah,
Bloody
nearly
hell.
that much.
Not quite.
Not quite that much yet, but it's getting there. So yeah, and I'm at I think 28,000 miles.
So you got that data off your home charge station as well as.
So when you buy the car, the government install or subsidise the installation of a charge point at home, which covers the cost of it completely, so it's free from my point of view. And they put a separate meter in on that so they can monitor the usage of it, and I guess it's in some form confirm that the chargers they're installing are getting used, and it's a good investment for taxpayers' money. So I have an exact meter reading of that can only have been consumed from the car. And I know how much I pay per kilowatt hour at home, so
that's cool.
It's a simple piece of maths, and I claim that massive £60 through my business as an expense, of course, as well, and because it's because electricity isn't viewed as a fuel for company car tax or for personal tax.
You just get it all back.
You get it all back. It's all tax
Christ.
allowable. Unlike fuels, by normal definition.
And there's a right turn just up here. There's a place called Coast to Coast up here, or TGI's, it's quite nice.
Stopped here before. Came in here a few years ago. Nice, staying up here for some reason.
So we're going to go and have lunch now, but that's been awesome. Thank you so much, mate. Absolutely incredible. I get to have a go on the way out.
Yeah.
So here we go, Auto Park. So it's going into the one behind. And, oh, that's not bad. It's not going to make it. Does it go forward again?
Yep. So I'm not on the brake or any pedals. I'm back here.
Just completely off.
Yeah.
And has it got a fat bastard setting so when I get out there's room?
Who knows? We'll soon find out. I think it measures your.
Oh my life! You said that was going to fuck up.
Oh, I'm just nervous.
Dude, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's quite tidy.
That's up there with the birth of my children.
But will you be able to get out? Probably not.
Yeah, no, there's loads of it. A Tesla. It's on a private road, by the way. Just want to make that legal stipulation. Yeah, that lags really. That really cuts in quick, doesn't it?
You feel that regen braking.
Yeah.
So it's plausible to drive all the way along without ever actually touching the brake.
Yeah.
As you go along these kind of roads.
Some nice piles down there. The most expensive houses in the village are up there. Rectory Lane. They don't. The residents actually own the street. Why it's in such
nice.
disrepair.
Expensive houses.
There's some gone with the wind.
So you pull it forwards. If you pull it, double click it almost towards yourself. If it's not letting you do it because it doesn't recognise the road as okay.
Oh right, okay. So it's got to.
So there you are. It's happy now. So if you double click it, it's now fully driving.
Oh.
So.
Is it going to take this turn?
It should take the turn, but I'd be ready to grab it if it doesn't. See there, so it's a bit wobbly as to where to go.
Oh. That's okay. That's not bad.
But it's done it.
It's done it. Has it noticed the opposing car? Yes. No, it didn't see the opposing car. It doesn't. What about a T-junction?
It won't see that. Especially on the crest of the hill where it can't see the markings.
Yeah. No. God. Oh, that was spooky.
It's disconcerting, isn't it? So watch the curve there. That's it. Now to double click it now.
No, it's not.
It's not lucky. Now it will. There you go. Just watch for the.
There's another T-junction at the end.
Just watch for the curbs here because it'll get very. It's too close to them. Yeah. See, it's not.
It's not perfect.
It's not ready for that.
No, that's. There's a nice road up here, so this will be a nice run, and it'll be quite challenging as well because there'll be a few parked cars. I can't get over when I take my foot off the accelerator how quickly it lags. You know, that coasting.
Yeah. It's the opposite to the effect of an automatic pulling away on its own.
Yeah.
It's
So how would the auto deal with cars parked like that? Is it just not sophisticated enough for that?
I suspect it'll plough into the back of them.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess. Yeah, it doesn't like taking you over the line.
No.
So the fact that you'd have to be on the wrong side of the road, it'll.
And also you've got this lane narrowing stuff as well, which just perhaps would freak it completely.
It might freak it.
Yeah, it's constantly losing that left side, look.
Yeah. So you get a confidence from that as to whether or not it's good to use it or not.
It's not happy at the moment at all. Now it's happy. Now it's lost it again. Yeah, no, it wouldn't do it.
So with the grey steering wheel up to the right of the speed, that's it saying it thinks it can drive at the moment because it can see one white line, so it's happy to give it a go. But the confidence is low because you don't have both lines available.
Does that turn green or something for?
No, so it goes grey to say that it'll just disappear completely if it doesn't think it can drive, like now.
Yeah.
And then it's back again.
Yeah, no, there is no coast and drive anymore, is there? Definitely. Blimey. I've never driven a car that, you know, the ones that do the cutout when you pull up the
Yeah.
junctions. I've never driven one of those before, so that's a lot of people that have got that probably wouldn't find this that disconcerting.
Yeah. Yeah, so when there's no cars around you and you pull up and just go to dead silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, if you're used to your engine cutting out, then clear bit of road really somewhere where you could just on some private land you could just put your foot down and
that's okay.
feel the effects.
It might just, I think 4:30's Bryony's gymnastics.
We can't pull up and shake hands and me walk away. Yeah,
second-hand purchase.
Hope you enjoy it. It's,
yeah, that would be a great wind up. Totally. Can't see. In winter I can tell. No, she's not there. Fuck.
Well.
Oh, that's the girl from opposite though. She can see me pull up in a Tesla. Oh no, she's there. Almost there.
So just tap the end of the drive stick. That's it. That's it. You're done, safe, finished. Handbrakes on, power's off.
Dude, that was awesome. Thank you.